In Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, readers often wrestle with contradiction. One law urges you to court attention at all costs, another says to conceal your intentions. One says to crush your enemy, another to win without battle, through action rather than argument. But the brilliance of the book is not in consistency. It is in the contradiction itself. It culminates in the final law: assume formlessness. All previous laws are scaffolding, tactics, tools for a moment. The final law whispers, throw them away. Flow instead. Be like water, and in being water, be untouchable. This is not incoherence, it is mastery. Rigidity is the brittle self. The need to always be right, to always act one way, makes you predictable, breakable. Formlessness bends. It does not shatter. It survives, and beyond survival, it thrives, because it can become what is needed. And here lies the deeper paradox: every situation carries its own reversal. Too many options become a silent snare. Infinite doors can paralyze as surely as a locked room. Are you a dam, holding all pressure with only one narrow outlet, straining against yourself? Or are you a river, meandering, splitting, joining, flowing toward its end without force, always moving forward, always finding a path? Formlessness is the river. It is the ability to move, to change shape, to follow the contour of reality rather than resist it. Every law in the 48 laws comes with a reversal, and most miss the point. Greene is not handing down commandments, he is handing you a mirror. Each law says, do this, and in the next breath, unless you shouldn't. This is the meeting place of power, life, and philosophy. Paradox. Two opposing truths can live side by side, waiting for you to notice the timing. You speak, and you stay silent. You trust, and you suspect. You advance, and you retreat. Wisdom lives in the space between the poles. Rigidity wants a single rule to obey forever. But the moment is always changing. And if you are fixed, the moment will pass you by. The Stoics knew this. They trained for control, yet preached surrender to nature. They prepared for hardship, yet practiced letting go. They did not freeze themselves in one pose, they flowed with life's current. The reversal is not a trick. It is the essence. It is the practice of being awake to the dance of opposites. To be formless is not to be empty, it is to be ready. Ready to act, or to wait. Ready to hold, or to release. Ready to become what the moment demands, not what your ego craves. That is the reversal. That is the final law. That is freedom. Let us draw these lessons for the Stoic. Principle 1. Rigidity is fragility. Modern life rewards expertise and specialization, but clinging to one fixed way of thinking or acting makes us brittle. A rigid professional path, a single narrative of identity, or an unbending plan can shatter when reality shifts. True strength lies in adaptability. Rigidity breaks under pressure. Formlessness bends and survives. In your career, relationships, and personal growth, learn to flow with changing circumstances instead of resenting them. The moment you demand the world stay the same for your comfort, you begin to lose your edge. Flexibility is not weakness. It is the only way to stay unbreakable in a world that never stops moving. Principle 2. Flow with the moment. Formlessness is about alignment with reality, not surrender to passivity. Modern stress often comes from resisting what is happening rather than responding to it. To flow like water is to meet life on its terms, adapting your form to the shape of the moment. In work, this may mean shifting strategy rather than clinging to a failing plan. In conflict, it may mean pausing instead of pushing. Life constantly offers cues about the next move. Formlessness is the art of listening and adjusting rather than forcing. By flowing with the moment, you conserve energy, avoid unnecessary conflict, and remain effective when others are stuck in resistance. Principle 3. Mastery is beyond rules. Rules, strategies, and frameworks are useful for beginners, but mastery begins when you can discard the crutch of fixed patterns. Modern people chase life hacks and step-by-step guides, but true growth requires moving beyond rigid formulas. Just as martial artists eventually flow without thinking, or musicians improvise effortlessly, mastery in life means knowing when to abandon the script. This does not make you reckless, it makes you responsive. Use structure to learn, then let it go to move freely. In work, love, or self-development, stop asking for a perfect plan. Instead, cultivate the flexibility to meet the living moment as it is. Principle 4. See the reversal in every situation. Every choice carries its own shadow. Pursue control too tightly, and you become controlled by fear. Seek freedom without limits, and you drift into chaos. Modern life is filled with these paradoxes, yet most people cling to one extreme. The wisdom of formlessness is to see the reversal before it arrives, to anticipate that today's advantage can become tomorrow's trap. A career peak can bring complacency, total independence can bring isolation. By scanning for the reversal, you stay balanced, able to pivot before life forces the lesson upon you. Awareness of paradox turns potential failures into opportunities for graceful adjustment. Principle 5. Avoid becoming predictable. In modern professional and social life, predictability can be a liability. Colleagues, competitors, and even close acquaintances learn how to manipulate or dismiss a person who always reacts the same way. Formlessness protects you by keeping your range open. Sometimes that means speaking up, other times, stepping back. It may mean shifting tone, approach, or timing rather than playing the same script. This is not about deception, it is about versatility. By refusing to be a single, rigid version of yourself, you remain free to respond creatively to life's demands. Predictability is comfort for others, but for you, it is a cage. Principle 6. Let go of ego attachment. Much rigidity comes from ego, the desire to appear consistent, right, or impressive. Modern culture pressures us to brand ourselves as one fixed identity, but this makes adaptation feel like betrayal. Formlessness invites you to release the grip of ego, to allow reinvention without shame. Changing your opinion, leaving an old path, or trying something unfamiliar is not weakness, it is evolution. Life does not reward the ego that clings to a crumbling mask. It rewards the self that can dissolve and reshape as needed. Let go of your need to always be the same person, and you will find both freedom and resilience. Principle 7. Pause before reacting. Formlessness is not just about movement, it is about timing. In modern life, speed is worshipped, but hasty reactions often entangle us. When provoked online, at work, or in personal life, form a habit of pausing. Water does not resist every obstacle, it flows around, sometimes pooling before moving again. The moment of pause creates clarity, letting you respond strategically instead of emotionally. A flexible response often feels like patience, and patience is a form of quiet power. Slowing down in a fast world allows you to navigate complexity without self-sabotage. Principle 8. Adaptation is a daily practice. Formlessness is not a one-time choice, it is a habit of constant adjustment. Modern life shifts quickly, industries transform, relationships evolve, and personal priorities change. Those who cling to old plans are left frustrated, while those who adapt remain free. Start small, shift routines when they no longer serve, seek alternative approaches when plans stall, and view challenges as invitations to experiment. Adaptation is not drifting without purpose, it is the active art of staying aligned with reality. Every day is an opportunity to release what no longer fits and to take the shape that serves your present moment. Principle 9. Embrace the paradox of control and surrender. Formlessness teaches that power comes from a dance between control and surrender. In modern life, many burn out trying to control what cannot be controlled: markets, people, or outcomes. Others surrender entirely and drift without aim. The art is to control what is yours, your choices, your effort, your preparation, while surrendering to the larger flow of life. Like a river, you move with current but steer where you can. This paradox is deeply Stoic. Mastery of the self allows acceptance of the world. Control without surrender is strain. Surrender without control is waste. Together, they create resilient freedom. Principle 10. Freedom is the ultimate goal. Beneath every tactic, rule, or adjustment lies the ultimate purpose: freedom. Formlessness is not about winning every game. It is about refusing to be trapped in any single one. In a modern world that constantly tries to define, confine, and categorize you, freedom comes from being able to change form without fear. The free person can leave when others feel stuck, can reinvent when others cling to decay, can survive loss without losing themselves. Power is temporary, success is fragile, but freedom through formlessness is enduring. It is the art of living unbound by the world's rigid scripts.